Yo guys, we are live and direct. Back to you. Facebook, this thing cannot do us shaky. Lie. We are back and I'm out of the bus and I can hear everyone clearly right now. And Cleopatra is beautifully seated and waiting for us to say go and she'll go. So guys, get ready, help me and share with your guys. Tell them we're live and um sorry about the group messing up. I don't know why, but I'll check my phone. So I think the problem is from me because last week that was the same thing that happened with Efe. So we are live and we'll be discussing feminine health, female hygiene, whatever you want to call it, just call it. That's what we're discussing this evening. And Cleopatra is right here, giving us vibes. Fine girl, no pimples. Please share with your friends, let them know we are live. I shall mute myself shortly because of the noise, so we don't have background noise coming inside. So, guys, over to you, Cleopatra. Cleopatra is a pharmacist, a wife, a mother, and a beautiful baby girl. So she'll be taking us on feminine hygiene. Write your questions and prepare whatever you want to ask. You can just drop them in a comment section so that whoever so while she's talking, she'll see and respond. And this is me to you. So over to you, baby girl.
Okay,
Okay,
guys.
guys.
Hello,
Hello,
everyone.
everyone.
Sorry
About
the
the
network.
network.
I'm
I'm
Cleopatra
Cleopatra
Thomas
Thomas
Nonsu.
Nonsu.
I'm a
I'm a
pharmacist, as
pharmacist,
she
as she
has
has
rightly
rightly said,
said, and
and
today we'll be
today we'll
talking
be
on
talking on
feminine
feminine
hygiene.
hygiene.
I wish I could
I wish I could
see your
see your
comments and
comments
all.
and all.
Wow.
Wow.
Sorry,
Sorry,
please.
please. Okay, so I think Cleopatra is trying to figure out some stuff, but then she'll be back. So
I'm back.
I thought you
Went off.
went off. No, I actually allowed you to be on the background alone so we can see your face and hear you properly.
Okay. So
So I can't like see what's happening. So
can I
can
go
I
ahead?
go ahead? Yeah, you can. I will actually try and see how to bring up the comments. I will. So don't worry, just go ahead. We're with you in the spirit and we're with you physically. Worry not.
All
All right, Rachel. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for this platform, Ladies with Stories. Thank you for all that you do. And God bless you.
I also
I also want
want
to
to
thank
thank
all
all
those
those
that
that
have
have
joined.
joined so that we'll learn together. I plead for you to be on this journey with me as we go through feminine hygiene. And if you're a woman and you're here, kudos to you. Kudos to you. You are a darling. Kisses, because it's very beautiful to see that you want to learn and your partner, your daughters, your sisters, as the case may be. So let's get right into what feminine hygiene is. Feminine hygiene, simply put, it's taking care of yourself as a woman. All that you do to take care of yourself as a woman. And there's a reason why this topic is not personal hygiene, it's feminine hygiene. um, we know that major one of the major differences between a man and a woman would be our reproductive organs. So because me as a woman, I have a different reproductive organ from a man, there is a way I should care for myself. There's a way I should care for those organs as a woman, and that is what feminine hygiene is about. So you can call it feminine care, you can call it woman care, woman cleanliness, whatever you choose to, it's okay, as far as you're talking about cleanliness and you're talking about the woman. So before we go further, I would like to talk about the genital area of a woman. What is this genital area? There's a common belief that, okay, people just call vagina, and um, they don't know of the difference between vulva and the vagina, what the vulva is and what the vagina is. Now, I'm going to go through this because you would hear me say vagina, you would hear me say vulva at the course of the discussion, and I wouldn't want us to mix it up. Now, the vagina is quite different from the vulva. The vagina is an internal organ. We don't get to see the vagina. What we see is the vulva. Now, the vagina runs from the cervix, which is the neck of the womb, down to the vulva. It's like a muscular tube. It's like a muscular tube, and it's collapsed. It's a collapsed muscular tube. It's usually closed, and whenever there is a passage in and out of the vagina, it expands. So the vagina, you shouldn't call the vagina the vulva, because the vagina is the internal organ. What we get to see or touch is maybe the vaginal opening, but not the vagina necessarily. Now, the vagina is important for a lot of things. Is responsible for secretions of menstrual blood, is responsible for reception. It receives the penis during intercourse. I believe we're all adults here and we understand what I'm talking about. It receives the penis during intercourse, and it houses the sperm pending when it's gonna go into the uterus for fertilization. And it's just a beautiful organ responsible for also passage of fetal birth. And then the vulva, like I said, is what we see on the outside. The vulva is the external organ of the female genital parts. Now, in the vulva, yes, you have the labia minora and the labia majora. The labia minora is the internal lip. In the vagina, there's like, would I say a V structure, something like this? I don't know if you can see. I wish I had pictorial images, but then there's this, and then there are two slimmer structures in between. Now, the fatter ones, or the bigger ones, I'm being careful with my words now. They are what we call the external lips. That's the labia majora. And then the ones in between are the labia minora. And then up, you would see the clitoris. There's the clitoral hood. And then in the vulva, that's where you find the urethra. So we should not think that most of us think that our urine comes from the vagina. No, there's a urethral opening there's a urethral opening on the vulva. That's where you see the urethra. Now, I'm taking my time to explain all of this theoretically because I don't have pictorial images and all, so that you would understand when I talk about the care of the female genital organ, feminine hygiene, feminine care. Should you wash your vagina? Should you wash your vulva? These are very commonly asked questions. Now, I would say no to washing the vagina. Why? Because the vagina has a self-cleansing ability. It has the ability to cleanse itself. It does this through two ways. There are secretions from the vagina. Would call them vaginal discharge. This discharge can eliminate dead cells, dead vaginal cells. It can eliminate bacteria, harmful bacteria from the vagina and all of that. And it's totally normal for you as a woman to have vaginal discharge. It's totally normal for you, for your wife, your sister, your friend, your daughter to have vaginal discharge, the only thing or the only point it becomes questionable is when it begins to change in its color, its odor, or its consistency. Now, if you know yourself, you would know how your vaginal discharge is, how it smells, how it appears, and or when you start to notice a certain discoloration or a certain odor that is far from the ordinary, or smell, odor, and color, it begins to change, then there is a problem. That is when there is a problem. But as far as it's the normal one, the normal discharge you notice, it is totally okay. And then most of the times, it's not really a problem. It's just as a result of some physiological changes that happens in the body. For example, when a woman is pregnant, her discharge is more. There are lots of hormonal changes. It's either more or less, and then it's not now normal. It's not now the normal discharge you see. But in that case, it's very okay because it's not giving you any foul odor. It's not changing in its consistency that you normally notice and all, right? And then the second way that the vagina cleanses itself is by maintaining an acidic pH. Now, the pH of the vagina can range between from 3.8 to 5.0. If you're a biology student, you know that the neutral pH is on 7. And then once it goes above 7, it starts to move towards alkalinity. And then below 7 starts to go towards acidity. So the woman's vagina has an acidic pH of between 3.8 to 5, depending on your body. And this acid helps to this acidic pH helps to prevent harmful bacteria. It makes the environment around the vagina to well. So why are you now washing it when it has the ability to wash itself? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful organ God has created. You don't need to wash your vagina. You don't need to wash your vagina. Love your vagina. Allow it cleanse itself. But like I said earlier, the vulva is that part of your genital area that you need to pay key attention to. Is that part of your genital area you need to clean, you need to wash,
Mm.
say in a day, twice in a day, and then washing now. You should wash your vagina with lukewarm water. Using lukewarm water is enough for your vulva. Sorry,
No go
I'm
use
mixing
Isaiah
both.
wash Toto.
Lukewarm. Sorry,
I said, no, me dem no go use Isaiah wash Toto.
Rachel. God. So it's okay for you to get lukewarm water, not hot water, please. The vagina, the vulva, sorry, is very the skin around the vulva is very delicate. So you should not use hot water there because it might alter the oily parts. There's a layer that secretes oil on the skin of the vulva, and if you use hot water, it will alter that and make your vulva dry, and you don't want to have a dry vulva. So you should use lukewarm water. And there are feminine washes that are not scented. They are not they are organic and they are safe for the vagina, but for the vulva, sorry. But I won't now say you should use feminine wash because most of us don't take time to check what these washes are made of. Most of us don't take time to check what these washes are made of, and then you just see a feminine wash and you want to use it on your vagina because you want to feel good, you want to smell nice and all, not knowing that these scents do more harm than good to your vagina. they have the ability to change the pH that we talk about. When they go into the vagina, they have the ability to change it, and once it starts tending towards alkalinity, you know that is welcoming those harmful bacteria that you're trying to avoid. So your lukewarm water, and you're fine down there. Now, how do you wash? You would not wash your vulva or from back to front. This is the motion. While washing, you go like this, go like this, you go this way. From front, you go back. From front, you go back. If you can remember, I mentioned that in the vulva there's the urethra. Around the vulva lies the vaginal opening, right? So when you wash from the anus to the vulva, it picks up harmful bacteria from that end and introduces it to those areas, that your delicate areas, that you don't want those bacteria there. So while washing with your lukewarm water, you go this way instead of going this way. You go like this, like this, like this. I hope I'm explaining it well. You go like this and you understand what I'm saying. Like this instead of like this. You don't bring from back to front. You take from front and go backwards like this. Then you also, there are certain care you need to be mindful of in 3 areas of your life as a woman. First, you care for yourself while menstruating, and then after intercourse, before and after intercourse, sexual intercourse, you care for your delicate area, and then while you're pregnant, you care for your delicate area. Now, how do you care for yourself while menstruating? Endeavor to change your sanitary towel or whatever you use, tampons, whatever. Endeavor to change them every 4 to 6 hours. Every 4 to 6 hours, endeavor to change them. Some people might say, oh, my flow is not heavy, oh, it's just spotting, I'm almost done, I don't know. You want your vulva to be as dry as possible, but because you're a woman and you tend to go through menstrual flow, go through your cycle, and then go through the period, the menstrual period, you have that period of menstruation. So you need to change your sanitary towel every 4 to 6 hours in a day. Why are you changing it? The menstrual flow that comes out has the ability to produce organisms that multiply within the twinkle of an eye. So if you don't change, it keeps multiplying and it predisposes you to diseases and infections that you wouldn't want, because some of these infections can even lead to infertility. Some of these infections can lead to serious reproductive problems that you don't want. So please try as much as possible to change your sanitary towels 6 hourly, if possible 4 times, four times in a day. You can change it 4 times in a day if possible. And while on your period, cleaning is very essential. Cleaning your vulva. You know, I spoke about the labia majora and labia minora, and I said they are like lips, you know, they are like lips there. So while cleaning, you can use your fingers. That's why I'll tell women that fix nails. I fixed 2 years, but try to make them not to be so long, so that you're able to wash in between. You're able to use your hand to wash in between your vagina and your vulva. You can use these 2 hands to go in between the 2 lips of the vagina and the vulva to wash very well with your lukewarm water. Also, while menstruating, you should not use soaps. Soaps are not okay. Soaps are not recommended when menstruating. Yes, I mentioned that there are feminine washes that are okay for the vulva, for the vagina, and all. But because you're menstruating, there are secretions already, and that self cleansing power of the vagina is in play more when you're menstruating. So you wouldn't want to use those soaps that are scented or um, um, because they might now alter the pH that your vagina is trying to maintain. So please, while menstruating, all those feminine washes, just use your water and you'll be fine if you clean well and you maintain good hygiene. And then you discard your sanitary towels properly. Discard properly. I'm going to advocate for this, especially secondary school girls or girls in the hostels and all of that. You should not just take off your sanitary towels and keep them just anywhere. In as much as you've taken them off, it's not hygienic for another person to see that. So you discard properly in the right way, the best way that you can. And then I mentioned feminine hygiene before intercourse and after intercourse. Before intercourse, you'd want to be fresh for your partner, for your husband, and all. So endeavor to wash yourself. If you
Endeavor to wash yourself. Oh, did you hear that part? Make your area clean. Understand? Cleopatra is hanging on
I'm
that area. I don't know
sorry.
why the network is hanging.
Sorry.
No, don't worry. Just write on. I was just trying to tell them.
Okay,
You said
okay,
they should
okay.
wash themselves. Before intercourse, after intercourse. Keep your
Yes,
vagina
yes,
clean.
yes. Before intercourse, you would want to be fresh for your husband, and you know that you go about your day's activities. Let's say you want to have intercourse in the evening or all of that. You've had a long day. You've um you've been sweating and all of that, and you just want to indulge in the act. It doesn't work, darling. Take your time, take out time to clean with your lukewarm water. Just clean yourself so that you get rid of those dead cells, those clogged sweats around your vulva area, and then you're fresh for your partner, you're fresh for your husband, and you enjoy beautiful fellowship with your husband. And then afterwards, your husband will tend to release semen into you, and you have to wash that off. You have to go back to the washroom and wash yourself so that it doesn't, the key to feminine hygiene is keeping your intimate area as dry as possible. As dry as possible. So if you keep, a moistened area um, make will tend to be conducive for a lot of bacteria to grow and habit, and you don't want that. I don't want to speak plenty scientific languages. That's why I'm being as lame as I can. You wouldn't want that. So when you're done, after cuddling, in fact, don't cuddle for so long after intercourse. You can go to the washroom, wash yourself, and go back and enjoy your cuddle with your husband. But endeavor to stay dry at all times. In fact, you can even get a towel that is specific for your down below. That is specific for your intimate area. That towel, whenever you wash, you can tap dry the area. Just tap, not rub. Just tap and dry. And then you tend to wash the towel or change the towels as often as possible. And then that towel, like I said, is specific for yourself, your internal organs. So you should not, my towel, I don't even use, I have two towels. I have the one I use for that place, for my baby place, and then I have the one I use for my body. And when I do that, I tap, I don't rub, I just tap dry, so that that place will be dry as possible. Now, the dryness I'm talking about is for your vulva.
Okay.
So when you notice your vagina being dry, is being wet, is okay, because it prepares you for intercourse and all of that. And in as much as that happens, when it gets to your vulva and it's not like you want to get into action or something, do all you can to maintain dryness. That's why they recommend using panty liners, especially for pregnant women that tend to have excess sweating, excess urination, excess discharge, and all. You can use a cotton and breathable panty liner, unscented panty liners, not panty liners that are scented, unscented panty liners. Those will help to absorb the vaginal discharge and not let it go round your intimate organ. Um, so I think I've talked about maintaining hygiene when menstruating, before and after intercourse, when pregnant. And then generally, you as a woman, you would want to use cotton underwears. Cotton underwears. Avoid anything that is silky. Any underwear that is silky, it might be beautiful, it might be sexy, it might be nice in the eye, but it's not safe for your down below. It's not safe for your baby V. So you don't want to use cotton innerwears. You don't want to use silky innerwears. You want to use cotton innerwears. And then when you're pregnant, please avoid tight clothing, tight trousers and all, anything that is tight. Can you remember during COVID when we were using face mask 24 hours? Okay, not 24 hours per se. Like, mostly, I know health workers can relate with me. In the hospital, you have to be on your face mask because you're trying to prevent yourself from contaminating from contacting the virus and all of that. And then it gets really uncomfortable sometimes. Most times it gets really uncomfortable. So imagine having that mask over your private area, having your panties over your private areas, and they are not now breathable underwears. They are silky underwears that can absorb all the whole moisture and all. You won't even feel nice, and you won't be doing good to yourself. So please use cotton underwears, and except when you don't need to sleep with underwears. You don't need to sleep with underwear. If you're even married, why should you sleep with underwears? You want free, you want your baby to have free access. But aside that, allow that area breathe. It needs to breathe. It needs to breathe. It needs to breathe. It needs to be dry. So, except when you're on your period, or if it's highly recommended, maybe for a condition or so, please, you can just wear your PJs or your nightgowns and you're fine without underwears. Um, so I want
You have
to
exhausted some points.
I want to talk about douching. The act of squirting in fluids into your vagina is not healthy for you. It's not healthy for you. Most people think that, oh, I'm itching, I'm having vaginal itches and all of that, I should douche and all. You don't need it. You don't need to do that. If it's excessive and all of that, you see your doctor. Otherwise, cleaning your intimate area with lukewarm water is okay. And then if you know washes that are not scented, washes that are not synthetic and all, you can use them to wash. But because most of us don't know them, We don't take time to check the ingredients, or we don't even know which is synthetic or which is organic. So I wouldn't even advocate for it except you're sure that is unscented and is suitable to maintain the pH of your vagina. That alone can you use a feminine wash. Um, when do I see a doctor? When should I see a doctor? In my feminine hygiene, in my care routine, and all of that. When I start to experience some changes in my body, when do I see a doctor? Now, it's ideal for you to see a doctor when you start to have excessive itching, pain while having sex, or you start to have a burning sensation while urinating, or bleeding in between your periods, or you start to notice lumps or warts or growths around your vulva, around your vaginal opening, and all of that. Or when you notice that your period stops, even when you've not attained the age for menopause. In all of this, please see your doctor. See your doctor, talk to your doctor on every concerns that you don't know. Do not Google your symptoms. Do not Google your symptoms. Invest in healthcare. See your doctor and talk about the symptoms you experience. And need I say that these symptoms vary from person to person. She won't come and tell me she had itching and she went to the hospital and the doctor said she should use this antibiotic and that, and she did and she feels okay. And you want to do the same because it works for her. It doesn't work that way. Please desist from that act. Every symptom is peculiar to every person. All our organs are different. It's left for the prescriber to examine you and see that this is ideal for your condition, and then gives you a prescription, other than taking because your friend or your sister has said this works for her. You want to go and take it to work for you too. Please, let's be careful with our intimate organ. Is a very vital and sensitive area. If you're good to your Mrs. V, to your Miss V, your Miss V will be good to you. If you're not good to your Miss V, your Miss V will be very bad to you. So everything surrounding feminine hygiene, taking care of your intimate area, please invest in it. If you need to read books, if you need to consult physicians or professionals, do that so that you are healthy all the time. Thanks for listening, and I'm
All
open to
right. Let me cut you
questions.
here. So sorry, guys. I've
Sorry?
been jumping around inside rain. I have missed my bus again. So I have a very long way to go home.
Sorry.
And all the rain of this world has beaten me right now. It's raining. So I want to ask the part of cervical cancer. At what
Yes.
point do ladies go for cervical cancer test? Is it when they realize, or like just give us like a general overview of cervical cancer?
Okay. Cancer generally, there is no known cause for cancer. Anything can predispose you to cancer. So, anything at all. That's why it's important for women that have attained the age of 25 to go for a cervical cancer screening. If you've attained the age of 25, go to the hospital and get checked for cervical cancer, especially if you've been sexually exposed, if you've been exposed to sexual intercourse. From age 25 to 60, from 25, you screen, and you screen regularly up until the age of 60 to check if you're okay, free from the HPV virus responsible for cervical cancer or not. Don't just sit at home and assume that you are fine, because this cervical cancer, mostly it doesn't come with symptoms. It doesn't start with symptoms. You don't see the symptoms just like that. It might be eating you up and you're not aware of it. If you've been exposed to sexual intercourse and you've attained the age of 25, please go and check yourself. Go for routine checks. For cancer therapy, early detection is key. Early detection is key. If you've detected it early, they'll be able to um they'll be able to treat you. They'll be able to do put in precautionary measures, and then to treat you for the cancer and all of that. But if you discover it at a latter stage, late stage of the cancer, it becomes very difficult to manage. So please, early detection is key. One of the risk factors for cervical cancer is the human papilloma virus, and it has more affinity for the female reproductive organ than it has for the male reproductive organ. In fact, a man can have HPV and there is no manifestation whatsoever. But it is on you, the woman, that it will start to manifest, because it has high affinity for your vaginal, for your reproductive organ. So please, once you've attained the age of 25, you start to go for cervical screening tests, and then you do the testing routinely 3 to 5 years. Every 3 to 5 years, you check routinely for cervical cancer. Any more questions? I think you're muted.
Okay, I'm back. One more question. I'm just gonna people be looking at me on the street today. I'm imagining them like, what's wrong with this one? You boss you. Okay, so one more question about what do they call themselves? Your care after abortion. A couple of people after abortion, is there like a care they need to care for themselves? Do they have to go to the hospital to check regularly? Do they have to what should they do? Or just drink the normal agbo and clean up their stomach and to go, or they need to actually go and check? I'm asking because I have a couple of people that have met. Oh, I just did abortion and I don't know what to do next. And they said it's going to be painful that first day, and after then that is all. And me, I cannot come and lie and say do this or do that one. So what should the person do?
Okay, in cases of abortion, there's the spontaneous abortion, there's the induced abortion. Spontaneous abortion can occur spontaneously, it can be induced. But whatever the case may be, post-abortal care should majorly be done in the hospital. Never manage yourself after abortion at home. Never manage yourself after an abortion at home, whether induced or spontaneous. If it's spontaneous, you should be in the hospital. If it was induced, you should be in the hospital for proper checks. In fact, when they check you and then they prescribe some antibiotics and all of that for you, you have to even come back for more follow-up care, so that they'll check if there are retained products of abortion in the stomach or not. Because if you retain that, some of these things are very detrimental to the woman's health. Very detrimental. It can lead to serious reproductive issues, reproductive problems, and you wouldn't want that to happen. So always go to the hospital, check yourself, consult with a doctor. Do not treat by yourself. Don't take agbo. Is not advisable. You can even bleed if you don't take if you don't go to the hospital.
Oh, okay. I think I heard you can even bleed if you don't go to the hospital. Cleopatra has frozen and freezed and all that.
And the bleeding can be as serious as making yourself
Okay, guys. So the network is bad. Cleo is off.
I was saying that you can even bleed and bleed to death, and sometimes it can even lead to sepsis. That is bacterial infection of the blood. And sepsis is not a good condition for anybody. So please, after an abortion, be it induced, be it spontaneous, endeavor to go for a proper check, and your healthcare provider would even schedule you for a follow-up check, maybe 2 to 3 weeks after the abortion occurred.
Okay, Cleo, you've been saying induced and spontaneous, if I got it right. Biko, which one is
Yes.
induced? Which one is spontaneous, Biko?
So this woman just took in, and then a month or 2 months she has lost the baby. The popular miscarriage, we know, a woman miscarrying a pregnancy is a spontaneous abortion because nothing influenced it. It just happened. But when you take pills, or they've noticed that there's a condition that saving your life will be better than having you risk both your life and that of your child, the doctor might induce an abortion. Or we have some teenage pregnant girls that want to indulge in that, even though it's illegal and it's not morally okay. So what they do is an induced abortion because they take pills and whatever you pills, different procedures just to ensure that the abortion is done. So that is the induced abortion. Either case, please see a doctor and don't treat yourself by yourself.
Okay, see a doctor. Don't treat yourself by yourself. And your camera is off. I don't know. Check it. Your camera is off and we can see your fine face. Well, guys, treat yourself
Can you see me?
in the hospital. Yeah, we can see you now. Go to the hospital. Don't indulge in things of concussion. You go, you know, go. And make sure you take care of your vagina and treat it like an egg, because it's an egg. Ensure that
Like
it
your
is
best
cleaned
friend, like
properly.
all the
Ensure
parts of
that
your body. As a woman, your vagina should be the best test. It should be your best friend.
vagina should be your best friend. Nkechi said she dey put hand, they lick am. She put her hand and lick it. So you
I
see,
didn't say that.
no, I said Nkechi Blessing said so in her
Oh,
previous
oh, 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 oh.
stories and all that. So I'm just saying, you guys, we all need to take care of our vaginas. Our vaginas are us, is you, is me. You have to be clean with it, and you have to be nice to your vagina too. The
And
rain has
again, we
flogged
should
me.
note
Kata
we
is
should note
worrying me.
that the vagina and the vulva are not the same. The vagina is the internal organ and the vulva is the external organ that needs to be cleaned regularly. But the vagina does not need any cleansing because it cleanses itself naturally.
Okay. Vaginal cleanses itself naturally. Your vulva needs to be clean. The two lips, the mouth in between, you clean it, use water, wash it properly, dab it according to Cleopatra. I asked a question like how long should you take before you wash the towel, the special towel you have?
You just wash it often as you can.
Okay, you wash it as often as can. It can be like 2 weeks
Yes.
with that. 2 weeks before
No,
you wash.
now, Auntie. No, maybe once or twice a week.
Once or twice in a week, wash it properly,
Yes,
so
and
it
don't
won't
use it for
smell.
other parts of your body, just for that special place,
All right, for
just to
that
maintain
special
dryness.
place. Mm-mm. So, guys, it's been a very good evening for us all because this evening, you guys see be for me here, but it's a great
Same
evening.
here.
Trust me. The rain and the missing of my boss, I have to trek back home
Oh,
now.
sorry.
But we'll get home. Come on, what am I here? Laws for life, forever and ever. We do laws. We might just
Yeah,
have to shift the timing for this, maybe to be Sunday for our group chat. And I don't know why the group is not connecting. It's not meant to be on the main page, it's just meant to be on the group. But all thanks to God, at least we got some guys to listen to me so they can help their ladies to take care of themselves and
yeah.
advise them when they are trying to do some stuffs that are not meant to be. So it's a good one. So I'll try and check before we bring up our next guest. Hopefully next week, Friday or next upper week. I don't know. We'll have to think about it because I cannot experience this experience of today again. Nah.
You're doing a very beautiful job, Rachel.
Thank
And
you. Thank
and
you.
the team
Thank you.
behind Laws, you guys are doing great and we're proud of you. We're happy with what you're doing. I pray God blesses you and increases you and gives you the grace to do more and more and more. Thanks for
Amen. Thank you
having me.
so much for coming on the show today. It's been very educative. I'm watching from Kaduna. We are learning. A lot of comments down there I cannot read. And we're really sorry to all those that joined earlier and it went off. Some left from there. No vex. Come back and watch it. There's a replay. You sure you have to watch it. Come back and watch it. We'll keep it for you. You must watch it. You understand? And guys,
Yes,
Cleopatra sells
and
beautiful jewelries. You guys should patronize her page. Please drop the name of your page. Let me tag it up. But I
okay,
don't know
I'll
how to
drop it.
pronounce. Let me not come and
Well,
embarrass myself in public. Whether it's Polik or Polek, I don't.
okay, guys, apart from being a pharmacist, I'm also a jewelry vendor, an online jewelry vendor. I run Coil Jewels and more. And before we go, I also want to thank my husband for the support. Like, while on this live, I've been seeing his messages popping up, popping up, just to support and encourage me. Baby, thank you so much. I'm very, very grateful and honored to have you. I love
Let
you.
me Gene. My cycle married right people. Trust me. Anyone I bring, you see the husband will follow. Ah, sir, doctor, we are grateful, sir. We are thankful to you. Thank you for giving us the right moral support. Thank you for helping her with some points this evening. We say thank you. Thank you for making her glow. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll bring you on our man to man talk with Ruben K. So I will discuss some things. We have a brother page now. Forget it, guys. We have a brother page. We have
Yeah.
expanded the ministry. We have a brother page. So it's not going to be all about laws again. We have a brother page. And by the grace of God, we shall start very soon. That will be anchored by Mr. Ruben K. My husband, my husband, my husband. Mm, my husband. The rain has flogged me. There's nothing we can do. It's that we all stay together or we leave.
I'm sorry about that.
I'm like, don't sorry, oh Jerry. Maybe you. I don't know. My
This one
rain.
is still carrying Niger blood.
Thank you so much, Cleo. Thank you. Really appreciate. Thank you so much. Let me allow you go and continue my journey
All
back
right.
home.
Thank you
So,
for having me.
thank you very much. Uncle said thank you. Thank you, sir. We are the one thanking you, not you thanking us. Thank you, sir. We are grateful. So, guys, it's been beautiful having you all. Stay tuned to our page. We have lots of things unfolding this very weekend. Hopefully, I get time to sort things out. A lot of things are going to unveil this weekend. Our program, our grants just finished, applications just finished. So, they are moving to the next phase of it, which is the processing. And hopefully, we get to tell you guys the good news attached to it. So, guys, this is me saying thank you very much. Thank you for staying through to this very time. God bless you. I really do appreciate. And sorry for all the shaky, moving. We're going to be better and stronger. Some days you bring up your imperfections on the screen. Some days you bring your perfections and all that. But trust me, this is me being me, and this is me saying thank you for joining Laws. I hope you learned one thing this evening: how to take care of your vagina and make sure your vagina smells good and really nice. And so you just try to take care of yourself, be your best self. If you have done abortion within the week, try and go for follow-up checkups and all that. And you should do it the right way. Go to the doctor, meet the doctor, clean yourself up, and get a follow-up request or whatever it's called and all that. So guys, this is me saying thank you so much. Let me continue my journey home. It's been a really lovely evening full of rain this morning and all. But from me to you, it's a good night. Thank you so much. See you next week, Friday, as we bring you the best story on Lost so far. The best is yet to come. So, guys, sleep well. Love you. Bye bye.